The car sped through the night. A nobleman sat beside her. "You're a smart girl," he said. "You knew who could protect you, even before you escaped from the lab." He looked at Ja-yoon with a faint smile. "I admire you." But in Ja-yoon's eyes, there was only fire. A fire that would burn everything that had created it. On the other side of town, Mr. Choi stared at the digital map on the large screen. "They're moving south." He looked at his new subordinate. "Get everything ready. The hunt isn't over yet." Upon arriving at Dr. Bak's new headquarters, 2 guards dragged Ja-yoon inside, his body weak but his eyes still burning brightly. He was tied tightly to a metal chair, as if ready to be used as test material. From behind the glass, Dr. Bayek watched with a satisfied gaze. His smile was cold, full of pride and madness. "You're still alive. My best work has finally returned to me." He pressed a button on the control panel, turning on the machines around the room. The indicator lights turned red. "Now let's see how far you can surpass humans." His men injected blue liquid into Ja-yoon's body. In an instant, his body tensed. Waves of old memories flooded back. A flash of the past strikes. A blood-soaked laboratory, children screaming, objects levitating, shattered glass scattering. Little Ja-yoon stands in the midst of the chaos, his black eyes blazing, and every ripple of air kills anyone who approaches.
이게 막상 실험이 딱 성공하고 나니까.
The experiment created a living weapon, a creature capable of defying the laws of physics with senses far beyond those of ordinary humans. But such power could not be controlled. Headquarters panicked. The project was cancelled, and all subjects were destroyed. But Dr. Baek refused. He considered Ja-yoon to be the pinnacle of evolution, a creation that must not be lost. And when Ja-yoon escaped that night, he knew. His perfect monster had broken free from its cage.
넌
After Ja-yoon remembered everything, his body trembled, but his eyes still stared intently at the thick glass where Dr. Bayek stood. Dr. Bayek, calm, full of arrogance. "You are indeed perfect, but incomplete. The pain in your head is a design flaw. If left untreated,
너 머리 아프지?
your body will be destroyed from within."
깨져버릴 것 같은 두통 때문에 죽겠지. 지금은 그 증상이 극에 달했을 거야.
No sooner had he uttered those words than Ja-yoon screamed in pain. The veins in his neck bulged. Blood now flowed freely from his nose and ears. Dr. Baek, coldly, "Inject the stabilizing fluid, now." His men immediately injected another blue liquid into Ja-yoon's body. However, something unexpected happened. The energy suddenly vibrated in the air. The blue light turned into electric flashes that swirled around Ja-yoon. A fatal mistake. The liquid actually awakened all of Ja-yoon's abilities, without limits, without control. Dr. Bayek, panicked, "Activate the poison gas!" Purple gas filled the room, but Ja-yoon was unaffected. He stared at the camera with a cold smile on his face. Ja-yoon, softly but piercingly. "I never lost my memory, doctor." The voice silenced the entire room. "I was pretending. I planned all of this so I could meet you and take the medicine myself." Dr. Baek was stunned. He was both amazed and afraid. Ja-yoon, staring intently. "You think I've forgotten how you treated us? I remember everything. Every needle, every scream, every cry from my friends." The air trembled violently. Ja-yoon smiled coldly, mixed with emotion. "Now, it's time for you to feel that suffering."
이거
Gunshots rang out. Nobleman and his team moved quickly, weapons pointed ahead. But suddenly, Mr. Choi's troops appeared from the other side, armed with automatic rifles. The battle broke out. Gunfire rained down, bullets peppering the steel walls. Nobleman's companion died instantly, causing Yuli, a short-haired woman with a wild gaze, to roar in anger and draw her two blades. A close-range battle broke out. Fast, brutal, bloody. Meanwhile, Jayun dragged Dr. Baek's bleeding body toward the large metal cabinet. Jayun, show me where the medicine is. Before he could answer, Nobleman burst into the room. His eyes were filled with hatred. The air was tense. Jayun stood up slowly. You've come at the right time. Let's end this, once and for all. Jayun turned his head. Dr. Baek tried to drag his body toward the exit. Don't rush, Doctor. You're going to witness the end of it all. The nobleman attacked. Jayun parried every attack without mercy. One blow from his hand, and the nobleman's body was thrown against an iron pillar, cracking it. However, as he stepped forward to finish off his enemy, a bullet struck him from behind. Mr. Choi emerged from the darkness, his eyes sharp like a hungry wolf.
Good shot.
Dr. Baek, who was hiding, smiled slyly. Good, Choi. Finish them all off. However, Yuli appeared from behind the rubble, ready to end it all, but Mr. Choi fired quickly, saving his boss. But not for long. You threw me away. Now you're asking me to save you? A moment later, a bullet pierced Dr. Baek's chest. The great scientist now lay sprawled in his own workshop. Yuli got up and attacked again quickly, but Mr. Choi countered brutally, sharply, and very briefly. Meanwhile, Jayun stared at Nobleman, who was trying to get up. Nobleman, gasping. You want the medicine? Defeat me first. Then I'll show you where it is. Jayun just smiled slightly. You just signed your death warrant.
보여줄게.
But when Nobleman tried to shoot his head, Jayun raised his hand. Time seemed to stop. Nobleman's body froze in midair. He trembled violently, his face tense, his breathing labored. You don't deserve to live any longer. With a single movement of his hand, Nobleman's body fell lifeless to the ground. A moment later, Jayun opened the medicine cabinet. He finally held the blue liquid, the antidote he had been looking for, tightly in his hand. The next morning, sunlight shone on her face. Jayun stood beside her mother's weak bed. She opened a small vial and slowly injected the blue liquid. This will be enough for another 8 months. The father looked at her. We don't care where you come from, son. You are still our child. Jayun just smiled slightly. Thank you, father. He turned and left the room with calm but wounded steps.
그러면 너무 늦지 말고 몸 잘 챙기고.
3 months later, the sound of waves crashing against the rocks. Jayun stood in front of an old house by the sea. The door opened and Dr. Baek's doppelganger appeared with a cold and familiar gaze. You came looking for me for the medicine, didn't you? Jayun stared at him intently. I don't want a temporary fix. I want a permanent solution. The sea breeze blew strongly, bringing a tense silence. Their gazes met. 2 opposing forces, 2 different intentions. In that case, prepare yourself. You will regret coming here.